Hello, all. I welcome you all to a very interesting session on the subject of MIS, that is Management Information System. Today, we are going to study few topics after which the students will be able to understand the concept of decision making. They will be able to understand Simmons model of decision making, and students will be able to understand various types of decisions. Before starting the concept or understanding the actual theoretical meaning of decision making, let's try to understand this concept with the help of a basic example, a simple example. Say you are a student of class 10th. You have just passed the examination of 10th standards with pretty good marks, and you want to choose a further career path. You are very confused as to which kind of field of education or stream should you select now. For that, first of all, you went to the easiest option which is present in your fingertips, that is internet, number one. Number two, you had a word with your parents about what to choose next. Number three, you had a detailed discussion with your friends. Number four, you had a discussion with your cousins who are doing their further studies or say working somewhere. And number five, you had a discussion with your school teachers that which line should I select after my 10th standard. Now, after analyzing all these five things, you decided to choose commerce as your stream and you opted for 11th standard in commerce stream. Whole process which we discussed now is nothing but decision making. That is, it often initiates with a problem. That is, what to select next was your problem. For that, you contacted your family, friends, internet, teachers, cousins, etc. All these things were your alternatives. So you analyzed each and every alternative in detail. That is, you studied each alternative in detail, and after that, you selected the best alternative. That is, say, commerce. So when you selected commerce, the whole decision making process got executed. So, in theoretical terms or in bookish language, decision making is nothing but selecting best alternative amongst many possible alternatives. Decision making is also closely associated with many functions of management such as coordinating, information processing, problem solving, and evaluating. This is the model which is very famous. It was given by a scientist called as Simon. His full name was Herbert Simon, and he gave this model which consists of three steps. As you can see in the diagram over here, the first step is intelligence. That is, decision making is requires intelligence. It cannot be easily done by any person. Number two, it requires design. That is, the design phase consists of many things which are opted from intelligence phase. Intelligence phase, you can say that there are two types of things which you do in intelligence phase. Number one is problem searching, and number two is problem formulation. That is, problem searching means defining the difference between something that is expected and reality. That is, if I am, say, a student of standard 12, I expected myself to score 80% in the final examination, board examination, and I secured 70%. So my expectations are different from the reality. So this difference is called as problem, and you have to search that problem. And number two is problem formulation. Problem formulation, once the problem is identified, then it should be analyzed in detail. The process of clearly defining the problem is very important, which is done in problem formulation. If the problem is clear in terms of its boundaries, in terms of breaking it down into smaller problems or sub problems, and focusing on its various controllable elements. These things are called as problem formulation. So if this particular phase is done very nicely and clearly, then you can say that your intelligence phase is through. That is problem searching and problem formulation. In second phase, that is design phase, the decision maker identifies alternative course of action to solve the problem. That is, it is often said that you should identify the options from A to Z. That is, you should not leave any stone unturned when it comes to searching for alternatives, and the exploring the possible alternatives, and at the same time you should not miss out any single alternatives, for which you have to do a brainstorming session. Brainstorming means storm that is very huge amount of thinking in your brain, which gives out ideas. You can use another analogies, or you can use various checklists. So again we will revise. Step 1, that is intelligence, consists of two things: problem searching and problem formulation. That is difference between expectation and reality. Number 2 is the design phase, that is analyzing or coming up with all the possible alternatives to solve the problem. And last step is the choice phase. In this phase, one alternative is developed in such a way that it is selected as a final decision, and each alternative which is identified in step number 2, that is design phase, is analyzed in detail, and after detailed discussion, this particular one alternative which is best suitable for the betterment of the organization is finalized, and it is called as the actual decision. So this model given by Herbert Simon is a very famous model, which is today also, after so many years, it is used in the field of decision making. Then we have various types of decisions. First category, we have programmed or structured decisions, and non-programmed or unstructured decisions. So programmed decisions are consist of specific procedures and some rules before coming up to the decision. It can be inventory reorder decisions. It consists of mathematical analysis, modeling, simulation, operations research, etc. That is, each and everything of this decision is defined very clearly. Opposite to which is non-programmed or unstructured decision. It may be seen that at the time of emergency you have to take certain decision, or it is not planned. If your competitor, for example, your competitor launches a new product, then in hasty, if you have taken a decision to introduce new product as well, then such type of decision is called as non-programmed or unstructured decision. That is, there is no pre-specified procedure or rules or structure for such kind of decisions. Next category is major and minor decisions. As the name suggests, major are often considered as very impactful decisions and long-term decisions. That is, they have a huge amount of impact on the organization for a greater duration of time. And major decisions often includes huge amount of money and are often taken by top level management. Opposite to which is minor decisions. Minor decisions are often taken by middle and lower level management. That is, they are day-to-day decisions. It includes less cost, and it does not have much effect on the organization's functioning. Next is routine and strategic decisions. Routine decisions are day-to-day decisions which are taken by, say, supervisors, workers, and it does not involve high amount of intelligence. But strategic decisions are some decisions which are which have a greater impact on the organization for a longer period of time. Hence, they require huge amount of intelligence, discussions, brainstorming sessions, etc. Next is organizational decision and personal decisions. Organizational decisions are taken by organization. These decisions are taken by a single individual within his or her official capacity. But if the same decision is taken by an executive in the personal capacity, it will be called as a personal decision. So sometimes these decisions may affect functioning of the organization. Also, that is, if an executive say plans to leave the organization, it will also affect the organization, or the authority of taking organizational decision may be delegated, whereas personal decisions cannot be delegated. Next category, we have individual or group decisions. When the decision is taken by a single individual, it is called as individual decision. And usually these individual decisions are routine type of decisions, and are confined to the boundary or the border of the individual's rules and responsibilities. Group decisions are often taken by a group of standing committee, and they are very important matters and have a very great impact on the organization and its employees. So the main aim is to take group decision is the involvement of maximum number of decisions so that it has a wider effect. And last is tactical and operational decisions. Tactical decisions are also called as policy decisions. So these decisions are pertaining to various policy matters of the organization, and as the name suggests, it is very important, such as HR policy, retirement policy, recruitment policy. These are taken by top level management only, or say launching of a particular product or a new plant. Hence they are important. Opposite to which is operational decisions, that is day-to-day decisions which are taken by lower level management, say supervisors or foremen or workers. So these does not have a huge impact on the working of the organization. So in short, we have tried to cover all the types of decisions. So I hope today's session threw some light on the concept of decision making. Thank you for your patient listening.